business forum is put on by the Research Coast Principium, by Career Source. It's sponsored by the Bank of America. Skip and I work with Florida Accelerator, and our responsibility is mentoring small businesses, and this year, for the first time, students from St. Lucie County, all of whom are up here to my left and about to wow you with some brand new ideas. Say hello to Skip Lange. He's the #1 mentor in South Florida.
Morning, everyone.
Our judges from left to right: Tammy, Bank of America; young Wong, a well-known venture capitalist. Some of the students the other day were asking me, how do you get to be a venture capitalist, right? Well, first of all, you need to have a lot of money on your side, but you also have to go to places like schools. So Young has got a background that you should all think about: Princeton undergraduate, physics; NYU MBA; NYU PhD in finance, economics, and statistics. He was in school longer than Joe Paterno was our football coach. Richard Delano, who's with Ford, as in Ford Motor, but Ford Next Generation Learning. They're the real pioneers in education, and we're very happy that he's joined us. And Ted Labedz, who is a healthcare executive of great renown, and he's going to represent our angel investors. Skipper, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me just give you some ground rules. He's going to tell you a little bit more. Michael Corbett is the guy that Skip and I work for. Michael will raise his hand now. He's also known as the clock Nazi. This is a tough place, I'm telling you. So our presentations are timed out. The students have been practicing, our company representatives have been practicing, and he gives them a 2-minute notice, and exactly at the end of it, a trap door opens in the stage and the presenter disappears. After each presentation, our judges will have questions and be able to bring out ideas that we may have missed during the presentation.
As Arthur said, good morning, everyone, first of all. As Arthur said, this is our first year working with the St. Lucie School District, and we've been very fortunate. We started with 30 students. That kind of windowed itself down to 20, and we have 9 who will be here today. And their purpose is to explain to you their business concept. And what we wanted to do is not teach them how to be entrepreneurs, but to understand the process of taking an idea or a concept to the marketplace and creating a business. And as you know, most entrepreneurs are serial entrepreneurs, so that it's never just one idea. Typically, it's many, many ideas. They've been a joy to work with. I've had the privilege of working with 2 great professionals in Maggie Chapa, who heads the program at Treasure Coast High School, and Kathy Schmidt from the administrative offices of career and technical education. So we're going to begin with Neil Lettman, who's going to give us a 2-minute elevator speech. Neil came to us with an idea and not a business concept. And so we're going to let him have 2 minutes to talk about his idea. He's off to Art College in Fort Lauderdale this summer, but he wants to be a designer, and he's off to a great start. So if we'll can have your attention, Neil, you can go up and get ready. And all along the way, should you have any questions, we're tight on time. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to raise your hand, because this is your meeting, not ours. So thank you for coming. Let's have fun. The kids are going to have fun. Let's all have fun doing this. Thanks.
To begin, I want to start off letting you know a little bit about myself. I am Neil Lettman. I attend Treasure Coast High School as a senior. As Skip said, I will be attending Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale in July for fashion design. Fashion design It all started when my father, he asked me to find something I'm passionate about and Google why and how to become this. Once I Googled fashion design, I found top 5 things what a fashion designer does and how they become a fashion designer. Once I did those things, I put myself on a mission to conquer these things, and throughout the years, I've gotten better at what I do, and becoming a better fashion designer for tomorrow. Well, today I'm presenting to you my fashion line. My full name is Neil Conrad Anthony Lettman, and my fashion line is Cal Unlimited. What is Cal Unlimited? Cal Unlimited is an elite fashion line. It's a style that is new to today's fashion. I bring my own personal style, which is, I believe, is very unique. It's a classy chic with a new modern urban trend. What I want from Cal Unlimited is to bring I believe fashion today is very cliche and copycat. So my mission for Cal Unlimited is to bring more and new innovative designs to fashion. Where do I see my brand going? I don't stay small-minded. I like to use my creativity for everything. Everything around me inspires me. So where I see it going very far in the future. I design not only clothing, but I go to jewelry, and sometimes I get ideas for furniture and different things. I just have a creative design aspect with life and everything I look at. Also, might I add, sorry. Oh. Yeah. You guys, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for your time.
You're going to start to hear a pattern of description that we developed to take a business concept to the marketplace, and it's going to begin with, you'll hear the students and the grown-ups talking about the problem, and that is, what is it that we're trying to accomplish? What is it we're trying to solve? So we'll talk about the problem, and then the next thing will be about the market opportunity. But I'm going to turn it over to Renee Marucki and Sophia Ionetti, who are Rollie-Ravioli.
Okay, so as I said before, I'm Renee Marucki, and I am the marketing and sales coordinator, and Sophia is our financial coordinator. What Rollie-Ravioli is a food truck on the go that provides homemade ravioli for our customers. And how this business became was in 4th grade, Sophia and I created a restaurant that would be in her backyard. And we squashed that idea in 4th grade until this year when we had the idea to reinvent our idea and our dream came true.
So right now in the community, there's not a lot of options out there.
Okay. And that one's yours. Thank you.
Right now, there's not a lot of opportunities or options out there to be able to go and get that inexpensive food that's going to be fast, and you're going to want to go to a place that engages with their customers. But regardless of these issues today in the community, an average American still goes out to eat at least 4 to 5 times per week.
How we will solve this problem is by providing an inexpensive and tasty meal for our customers. And we will also provide an experience for our customers with music and games and changing our location from the beach to festivals to different areas around South Florida to provide fun for our customers. Our target market has a wide range of ages. It ranges from ages 25 to 65. And by having this wide range of people, they'll bring in their families and their kids. So even if they don't want to eat at our ravioli food truck, their kids will want to come over and see what's going on, and they'll eat at our place.
So we value our customers like they should value us. We're going to value what they think, what they need, and what they want for us. So how we're going to do this is we're going to give them surveys to ask them what we can do better, what they want, and what they like. And we're going to give them discounts, and if they follow us or like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that social media, they're going to be able to see our location and follow and see where we are. And we're also going to engage them. We're going to ask them how they are, and we're going to provide them with arts and crafts, music, entertainment to make them want to come back, not only for our food, but for the experience as well, which will overcome our competitors, who are the other food trucks out there and the other restaurants.
2 minutes.
Okay, so the cost of each unit to buy on average is about $4.45. That comes with the ravioli in the handheld tray, and the sauce and the drink. And average to make the ravioli, it's about $2.03. So we're making $2.42 per profit. And in our first year of business, we need to sell around 12,500 ravioli meals in order to break even. So right now, our starting cost is $36,748 that we need to start up our business, and we are looking for the financial resources, mentors, and the community to help us start it up.
Rollie-Ravioli is inexpensive and it's an experience for our customers. So we'll be helping the community with our friendly customer service, putting a smile on their faces and our faces.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Alex Carrigan from Sloane Ranger and All for Color. Sloane Ranger and All for Color have been around for almost 13 years. They're heading in a new direction. They've done some self-introspection, looked at themselves very carefully, and they're off on a new tack, and it seems to be working very, very well.
It's one of those things in life where you think design studios, you think Milan, you think New York, you think lots of places, but the new idea is to think Stuart, Florida, because that's where Sloane Ranger is located. And where did the Sloane Ranger come from? Not to steal Alex's thunder there, but it comes from a little square in London that's quite famous as the beehive of new design, and the shoppers who roam that area are called Rangers, hence Sloane Ranger. Alex?
Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing for the fashion brands All for Color and Sloane Ranger. We are a Stuart-based apparel and fashion accessory company creating trend-inspiring products to the boutique, gift, and apparel markets. Between both of these brands, we have an established customer base of over 3,000 stores in the United States. Additionally, we have strategic partnerships in several key international markets. We recently launched a new collection of apparel in our All for Color brand with out-of-the-gate success. We are here today to tell you more about this venture and to show you how, with an investment of $2 million, we can leverage our diversified sales channels to grow our business exponentially. Okay. Let me tell you a little about where we came from. In 1991, my father, Jamie, began selling women's accessories to mass retailers within the United States. In 2003, we launched our All for Color brand to the boutique independent market. At this time, the line was comprised of colorful women's gifts and accessories. Eventually, we made the decision to focus on the independent market to improve margins with a more sustainable customer base. In 2011, we saw a surge in the market with traditional classic brands. We applied our unique design talents and methods to provide a women's preppy brand to satisfy a need in the market. Then, in 2015, we listened to our customers' desire for a more complete fashion experience with our brand, and we launched our All for Color apparel line extension. This collection is an assortment of unique and colorfully designed women's dresses and separates. Between these two brands, we have a diverse customer base of 3,000 independent stores in the United States, as well as our international distributors. Let me tell you a little about the market opportunity. Ladies, we know how important fashion and apparel are to us. And gentlemen, if you've ever been in your wife's closet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Women's apparel is a $116 billion industry in the United States. The boutique market that we are going after is $48 billion of that. There are approximately 33,000 independent stores selling women's apparel. We are here to seek capital to more rapidly take advantage of these large market business opportunities to grow our apparel collection. Our focus today is our growing apparel collection. We feel this will provide for substantial opportunity for growth into the future. We launched our first full apparel collection in January, and we are currently on track to having our apparel line sold in over 500 stores, which equates to roughly $1 million in sales this year. We design all of our products, including the apparel line, with our in-house design team and manufacture overseas to achieve appealing price points that average 50% less than the competition. Our unique design talent and strong sourcing relationships gives us a winning combination in the market. Okay. With our apparel collection, we are targeting our current customer base of 3,000 accounts, our national sales organization's annual customer base of 25,000 active accounts. In addition to all of that, we have a list of 12,000 e-commerce consumers outside our wholesale market. Our targeted consumers for our apparel collection are fashion-conscious women ages 25 to 55 years old. Okay. Let me tell you about our sales and marketing efforts. First, we have an extremely developed and growing web presence that enables us to sell both wholesale and retail online. Approximately 25% of our sales are driven from our developed websites. We have an in-house sales and support team that handles inbound as well as outbound marketing. Additionally, we support our sales efforts with a schedule of national trade shows, a well-developed catalog, a series of direct mail campaigns, a strong presence on social media, and a well-designed email marketing program. Further, we are represented by a top-tier national sales organization in our industry. They have 75 salespeople in the field servicing 25,000 stores. The advantage to working with this national organization is a consistent message across the nation, which has already shown to increase sales in the second half of 2014, and we are projecting to increase sales by a third in their channel by the end of 2015. Lastly, we have long-standing strategic relationships with international partners in key markets such as Asia and the Middle East. I want to share with you what makes us different. First, let me start off by telling you our company why. This is what we do, living passionately with purpose and resilience. We apply this across the board in every aspect of our company. We create trend-inspiring designs to provide our customers with a feeling of confidence in a well-designed outfit that lets them stand out from the crowd. Our uniquely designed products appeal to the most fashion-conscious consumer, but the price point makes it available to a wider audience. That means a lot more women can buy this and feel this way. We are really getting the best of both worlds. Last but not least, we have an aggressive, well-developed intellectual property package. Okay, now I want to walk you through some of our financials and what this will look like as we move into the future. We currently operate at an average gross margin of 62%. We are projecting a 12.5% increase over last year, which would bring us to $5.7 million for 2015. This results in a net profit of $500,000. We will get there with the introduction of our fall apparel collection, as well as our resort introduction shipping prior to year end. Looking forward, we will scale this business by expanding the assortment into more categories of apparel, and in doing so, we will grow our customer base beyond the 500 stores currently carrying our apparel. As we move forward, we will be able to capture all 4 selling cycles in the apparel industry. This will enable us to continue our growth rate at or above 12.5% year over year, bringing us to $9.1 million in 2019, which would result in a $2.1 million net profit. With an investment of $2 million, we would be able to accelerate this growth at a rate of 20% or above. To facilitate this increase in growth, we would need to add additional team members in all departments of our company at an above-average wage in the Treasure Coast. Now I would like to share some details about the members of our management team. Jamie Chouse is our CEO. He has spent the entirety of his career in the fashion and accessory industry. He is a visionary entrepreneur and has extensive experience in sales, operations, and management. He He is a local Vistage member and the recipient of the 2014 Business Expansion Award from the Business Development Board of Martin County. That's me. Again, my name is Alex. I'm our VP of Sales and Marketing. I'm a 7-year veteran of the company and a graduate of Miami University with a bachelor's degree in strategic communication. I oversee all of our in-house sales and customer service, facilitate our relationship with our sales organization, and sustain all relationships with our international partners. Nicole Blanks is our Director of Design. Nicole is a graduate of Savannah College of Art and Design. Prior to joining us in 2009, she worked as a designer in New York City for Steve Madden for 6 years. Her valuable efforts in helping launch Sloane Ranger and our new apparel line have brought her to her current position as Director of Design. Francine Petit is our Director of Production and Sourcing. Francine has a degree in Business Management and Marketing from FAU and has worked for our company for over 3 years. She has grown with the company to assistant, to manager, to now director. Her ability to acquire and sustain relationships with trusting, experienced manufacturers that can produce great quality products have led her to this position. To recap, we feel our apparel line will be the largest growth driver as our company moves into the future. We are here to seek funding to more rapidly take advantage of large market business opportunities to grow our apparel collection and our business exponentially. To secure this investment, we are willing to offer equity in our company or a convertible note. Investing in All for Color and Sloane Ranger is a unique opportunity to infuse capital into a growing Florida-based fashion company. I want to thank you for your time and the opportunity to share our company and our business with you today. Thank you.
Yes, I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Hi.
Your revenue, how are they split between the different channels of distribution versus, are they boutique versus retail chains versus web sales? How do you distribute among the 3 different categories?
Yeah, so our primary market is the boutique independent stores. So that's that we sell to wholesale, and then we have a percent that is the direct-to-consumer online, and then we don't currently, our business plan is not to be selling to the large chain retailers. Although overseas, one of our international partners is a large chain of stores that's in the Middle East. But in the United States, we're focused more on the independent market.
What kind of advertising or PR program do you have?
Well, right now, we used to do advertising local in the trade journals and things like that to support our wholesale efforts. But we've been noticing this trend with social media and email marketing and everything being online. So we're fully present on all social media networks, and we have a team that does, aggressive email marketing and everything to just kind of stay on that cutting edge.
In the longer term, 5 years out, what's your objective in terms of, and tied to that is, what is the liquidity plan if an investor were to invest in your company?
Well, as we move, 2019, when I gave that number, that was based on us growing our apparel collection. Right now, we're at around 40 SKUs for our apparel, and we think that we can, increase that to 300 SKUs. And because prior to the apparel, we were selling bags, accessories, anything for tech, accessories. And within that line, we were doing about 300 SKUs. So we think that we can take that same kind of pattern and put that into the apparel. And moving into other, right now we're making dresses and, pants, separates. We could move into swimwear, activewear. There's just possibilities are endless. So that's how we think we'll get there.
Thank you.
What is the price point for your apparel? Because when I look at you, I see other competitors.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of competition in this market. So what is your price point, and what sets you apart then from the Lilly Pulitzers and all of those of the world?
Yeah, okay, so this dress that I'm wearing today is a $70 retail. Lilly Pulitzer, her price points sit at 100 and above. We position ourselves at apparel trade shows where we're around people that are selling within that price point, and people are coming to us because they're seeing our colorful design, our fabrics are great, and they're seeing this and they're saying, you know, we love that higher end price point look, but yours is so much more attainable. It can be a great opening price point in our store. And anybody who likes, you know, the lily, the colorful, they're gonna love this.
So since this is a very competitive market, give me 2 words to describe, since this is the elevator speech segment, give me 2 words to describe your clothing line.
I would say...
that would separate you from the pack.
Yeah. Well, I would say that we have unique design and it's competitively priced.
Thank you, Alex, very much. You'll notice that we have differing time periods for some of the presenters. We're going to have Drew Commander come up next, who's going to give you what we call a 2-minute elevator speech. We felt that his business concept, while viable, was still an idea. So he's going to give us 2 minutes. The students are get 5 minutes, with 5 minutes for questions and answers, and then the more mature companies are getting 10 minutes for their presentation with another 5 minutes of questions and answers. And as I said before, if you have any questions here in the audience, raise your hand and we'll bring you the mic.
You're up.
Who's this?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Commander, and my business is Commander's Auto Repair. Basically what that is it's a mobile automotive repair shop that goes to you. So say you need an oil change, or you have a check engine light, or a tire rotation, we would drive to your house or wherever you may be. I don't know how many of you guys have sat in an automotive shop for hours waiting just for something so simple as a tire change. And you're sitting there and you're bored on your phone and you have a lot of things you have to do that day. You're very busy. Well, with this, we would go to your house. You could be sleeping at the time if you wanted to, and we could work on your car and then we can charge your card. And that's all you'd have to ever do. They say life is a journey. It doesn't matter where you're going, but how you get there. Nobody cares how their car gets fixed as long as it's done right. They don't care if you tighten a bolt with your left hand or your right hand. But it's about how they did it. So if you didn't have to deal with any hassling, you didn't have to go anywhere, and all you had to do was swipe your card, how easy would that be? Imagine a life where every 3,000 miles, you got on your app, and you hit the button, and we came to your house within the next 2 hours. We did an oil change at your house, and you didn't have to do anything. Your car automatically got charged, and you didn't have to swipe your card. So that's basically what the business is. I know a lot of people have been really busy, and they don't have time, or say something dramatic even happens, and you can't even make it to the shop because your car won't make it. Well, we could go out to your house, to wherever you are, and all you do is send us your location, and we could be there to fix it. Okay.
Okay, Andrew, it's the gray Lexus. It's in the parking lot out here.
Arthur, may I ask a question?
Yes.
The question is parts. How do you, in a vehicle that you would have, how would you handle the myriad of parts that cars need? If you just you mentioned oil change, even oil filter, there are dozens of oil filters. So, and then, you talk about other parts that you might repair, the spark plugs or whatever it is, there are dozens or hundreds of parts. How do you handle that?
So basically, I was thinking if we have an app and you just put in your year, make, and model, that's all you would need. That's basically how you actually look up for oil changes, is do your year, make, and model, and that's all you would need to know. So you already have it in there. As soon as you hit the tap to get the oil change, we'd come out with the product already in hand.
Okay.
Is there any other questions?
Yes, one more.
Yes.
Have you done any research among car owners as to their interest in this product?
Yes, I have. I've asked actually a lot of people. You'd be surprised about how many people would pay an extra $10 just so they wouldn't have to go out and get the oil change for the convenience and because it's so easy, stress-free.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
When I look through this, it says your target audience is medium to high income.
Yes.
So you also have a lot of the gated communities, HOAs, so sometimes that might present an issue for doing work in those neighborhoods on cars. What type of research have you done on that?
I haven't done too much research into the gated communities and stuff like that, but I have looked into also the possibility of still having, we're still going to need a warehouse for the trucks and whatnot. So if there was a problem with that, you could always come to the shop.
Just a comment. As you may know that there are already several companies that do provide, not repair services necessarily, but certain types. For example, window replacement. There are companies that do that. They repair dent visits. It's a franchise operation that basically have mechanics all around the country, and they come and repair your dents. And so there are companies that do that. There is definitely a need for this type of service, but the question is now, how do you implement it?
Okay.
As you can see, we asked Drew to give us our elevator speech format because he has a lot of thinking to do. And when we discussed it, he realized that it was a good idea, but there were more questions than answers at this point. So we're hopeful that Drew will be back up here next year with a full presentation for us about Commander's Auto Repair and with a lot of questions to these, or a lot of answers to these questions. So thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
We often think of business as a way to make money. We can also think of business as a way to make change. And I think Daniela has a different approach to things, but an approach that could be significant to our culture and our society. So Daniela, it's all yours.
Thank you. Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Daniela Vargas, and I'm here to present my company as Somos Unidas, We Are United. Somos Unidas is a company that I came up with the idea with Ms. Chapa to help the Hispanic community. There's a big problem within the Hispanic community as always having the woman in the household to take care of the kids and husband. And we can see that we're now in the 21st centuries. We have now females running for presidents, doing all these big things that 10 years ago only males can do it. In the Hispanic community, we're still in that mindset that females should stay home and the males should be out there working. With my company, I want to help all those females out there that feel that their only place in life is to be at home, but they can do something else. My target market is obviously Hispanic females between the ages of 15 to 45. Why do I say 15? Because majority of these teenagers are first generations. They have no idea what it is like to go in life and to tackle all these challenges. Because as mentioned before, some of these female older who have children got married young and had kids at a very young age. So they didn't have the opportunity to become educated, to go to school because they got married at such a young age and had kids. For example, my mother, she got married at 16. Who would have thought someone at 16 years old got married and got pregnant in the next year? She had me when she was 18. She had no education, and now she has 4 daughters, and her only place in life is to take care of the house because my father thinks it's not right for her to go out there in the workforce to work because she has to stay home, clean the house, feed me and my 3 sisters, and take care of him because he works at construction all day. So his mindset, as various other males, is for the women to stay home and take care of the kids. What my product is a service. First, our venue is going to be web-based because some of these males are not going to let their wives or daughters go out to this physical location because their mindset is, why am I going to spend money on this for you to go get help? You don't need help. They're going to think this is crazy. They're going to think this is a white person ideal, but it's not. This is something to help them, and people within the company of Somos Unidos are gonna be Hispanic, who know the culture, who know the struggles, who know what it's like to go through all these challenges in life. So my product is for these females to be educated, to get their GED, to advance their English skills, to learn more English, and for the younger generation, to get college help, to get how to work, and all these other skills that most parents teach their kids, but however, they don't know what to do. So for the younger generation, it would be communication help, homework help, how to apply for college or jobs. So that's where our service is to help all these female Hispanics that are at a big obstacles, to help them overcome them. Marketing. We want to market them at schools, business, and everywhere these female Hispanics are located, to approach them that this is help. This is not just for them to need help, but for a service that they were going to improve on and be a better person in life. Some of the challenges mentioned before is going to be the family, the husbands, and the cultures, because they're still in the mindset of females should be at home working with the children and not outside in the workforce. Some of the benefits and some of the return of investments of we're looking for a capital of $10,000 to start this facility of a web base and to help people work in the web base, to help all these women. So some of the return of investment is to improve the economy, lower unemployment, because now these women are gonna have a workplace, because we're going to help career source. We're going to give the skills to the women and have career source place them into jobs that they're going to be useful in. As mentioned before, finance, we are looking for $10,000 to help to start up this business, to start it a web base, and to improve this, and to eventually have a physical place for these women to go and have a safe place to go to. Summary. One unique thing about it is that we're building a community within a community, because the Hispanic community is very close-knit, tight, so we're building a community within a community to help all these women to improve and become more independent and financially stable. Thank you.
Judges, we are united.
Question?
Yes.
Have you explored the possibility of people or agencies other than the consumers themselves paying for the one-year support fee or the individual session fee?
Yes, that's how we're going to start off with their web base, to have a one-year membership where they can have access to all the GED classes, to English classes, but eventually outsource and have a bigger expansion on it.
Well, I was thinking the question is more about, could a third party other than the consumer pay? Have you explored any federal agencies or foundations or others to help get started?
Yes, like I've been looking at government funding, like the Department of Labor, to help us to create jobs for these women, because they're going to need help looking for jobs, so the Department of Labor could help us look for them for jobs.
Danielle, if somebody isn't hooked up to the internet at home, will you have computers available to get them started at a location?
Yes, definitely. Now we're in a society where everything's on computer or handheld. So when we get to a facility, physical facility, we're going to have computers and all of that, for not just for the women, but also for their children to use for homework, because now homework is all internet. So that's one of the things we're going to look into.
Any other question?
One of the things that Arthur and I are asked all the time is, what makes a good entrepreneur? What are the skills? And I think we just saw not a skill, but an attribute: passion. Most entrepreneurs are really passionate about what they do, and we can see that in Daniela. So thank you, Daniela.
Thanks, Daniela.
Thank you for this opportunity.
One of the challenges in our society today is that we have a large number of young men and women returning from the various military escapades that this country's been involved in for the last few years. And they come back able to shoot rifles very well, but not necessarily with the other skills it takes to run their businesses, start businesses, or even find employment. Our next speaker, we can talk about Sergeant Miller and Sergeant Noblin from the United States Marine Corps, who got out of their military role, did an outstanding job there, came back and even did a more outstanding job by not only starting a company that's been successful, but employing and training other veterans who are coming back. So I turn it over to Invictus.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Phillip Noblin. I'm the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Invictus, and this is Patrick Miller, the President. Who are we? We're a top-level provider of security and firearms training who trains thousands of applicants each year in security and firearms training in the state of Florida. Patrick and I met in 2000 in Okinawa, Japan, while moving up the ranks as young reconnaissance Marines. In 2003, we served in Iraq together. 15 years later, here we are. We've grown from a kitchen table company. We've grown from a kitchen table to a company with 25 employees and an average of $1.8 million in sales over the last 3 years. Our customer base includes 135,000 licensed security officers located throughout the state of Florida. In 2014, we trained 1,839 of those security officers, less than 1% of the available market share. And I say that to show you the opportunity that is there. As of April 1st, we are open 7 days a week. We're in business to make money, to own the market share, and to keep good people employed. Our competition. I'll talk a little bit more about our competition in a minute, but suffice to say, there is little. And those who consider themselves our competition will never be able to match our standards of excellence, our professionalism, and our quality of training. Like any young business, we've had our shares of ups and downs, but we've learned from our mistakes. We've been careful and calculated to never make the same mistake twice. Invictus is a certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business and a Palm Beach County certified veteran enterprise. We're headquartered in Boynton Beach with an office in Melbourne. We've been in business since 2007, fully operational since 2008. We specialize in security and firearms training in the security license industry in the state of Florida. Since inception, our security and executive protection divisions have operated in post-earthquake Haiti, Kenya, the Philippines, the Middle East, Northwest Africa, offshore in Louisiana after the Deep Horizon oil spill, and in New York and New Jersey after Hurricane Sandy. As a critical element of our growth strategy, we're seeking an investment of up to $625,000 for up to a 25% equity stake in the corporation. In 2015 and 2016, we will expand our security training academy model into Broward, Orange, and Miami-Dade counties. Some highlights from the previous years include the award of a $30,000 private business grant from Veterans Pathway, certification as the first Department of Veterans Affairs Security Training Academy in the state of Florida, and the award of an indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract for security and firearms training services to the Palm Beach County Community Action and Career Development Programs with a current contract year value of $1.1 million. As I discussed our expansion plan, it includes taking our already profitable and successful business model into 3 new markets in the next year and a half. There is no nationwide brand in security and firearms training. We are very quickly becoming the statewide brand in security and firearms training. We have enough work to do in Florida, but we wake up every day analyzing the possibilities of taking this nationwide. The current epidemic that we face is the lack of training and adherence to performance standards in the security and firearms training industry. We weren't born yesterday. We've been doing this long enough to know what works and what doesn't. The numbers don't lie. Public data from the state of Florida, combined with our own internal analyses and performance metrics from several years of business, tell us that not only is our plan feasible, but we'd be crazy not to execute it. 62% of that 135,000 licensed security officers reside within the counties that we currently operate in and the counties that we intend to move into in the next year and a half. In 2014, there were 20,000 new applicants for a security license in the state of Florida. What do? We provide the best security and firearms training in the state. We achieve this by providing the most relevant hands-on training by professionals with relevant and recent experience. Our academy graduates are so highly sought after that companies like G4S, Allied Barton are beating the doors down to hire our graduates. Unfortunately, this industry is plagued with untrained personnel, unethical businesses, and unethical instructors. We follow the model that cements the foundation for professional security officers for the future. Not only do we provide state-mandated training, we also offer continuing education classes so security officers and applicants can better further their career. Where will we go next? Broward, Orange, and Miami-Dade counties. Over the years, we've developed a customer base that includes thousands and thousands of licensed security officers and applicants. In 2014, we estimate that we owned 29% of the security officer and 64% of the firearms training market share just in Palm Beach County. We do business with Fortune 500 security agencies, hotels, museums, country clubs, community reemployment agencies, Career Source Palm Beach, and John Q. Public. The list goes on, and the sky is the limit. I'm going to turn this over to Patrick now for the sales and marketing presentation.
All right. Timeless techniques, the word of mouth, referrals, and old-fashioned honest business. Direct marketing, going through attacking our high-value targets through pay-per-click advertising, AdWords, Google AdWords, and we place #1 through Google AdWords for our security industry keywords. Through SEO, we organically come up on Google, Bing, Yahoo, all the search engines through free advertising through the keywords, okay? Invictus owns the most important real estate on the web, which is the top page of Google. Social media, in today's business world where most humans are attached to their smartphones, always looking out at their phone, looking at Facebook. We've learned how to attract customers through coming up first on their news feed. Security agencies, through networking and business development, we have built relationships with some of the largest companies here in the United States, one of them being G4S and Allied Barton II, two biggest companies in our country. Phil?
Our competition, unfortunately, is riddled with diploma mills, instructors that will meet you in a dark alley and sign a certificate with no training. Right now, in the state of Florida, there are over 3,400 dirty licenses. A dirty license is a license that someone possesses that they never earned. This is a huge problem for the state of Florida. Patrick's actually a subject matter expert for security and firearms training with the Advisory Council to the state of Florida. We're the best of the best, we come from the best of the best, and we train the best of the best. Our passion for quality will always follow us wherever we go into the new markets with new challenges and new competition. Some numbers. Our course prices range from $50 to $775. The average amount spent per customer is $174. In 2014, our customer acquisition cost was $13.38, and our training division operates at a 40% gross profit margin. Year after year, we've met or exceeded our revenue projections. Our growth is attributed to a few key factors: an unblemished reputation for quality, returning customers, and an online marketing strategy that is second to none. Some of the residual effects of the growth of our business are employment for thousands of Americans, career opportunities for dozens of instructors. Our management team, in addition to Patrick and myself, who are former United States Marines, combat veterans, includes Vito Arciniega, the Director of Operations, a U.S. Army Special Forces veteran, and Program Manager for Worldwide Operations with Invictus. Joseph Finley, who holds a PhD in Education Leadership and is a former FBI Special Agent of 29 years. Scott Steinman, our Chief Instructor, is a retired U.S. Army Special Forces combat veteran of 21 years. We came from humble beginnings. We built this company from a kitchen table. We've earned millions of dollars in the last 7 years. We've put hundreds of people back to work, thousands of people back to work. We've never taken on additional shareholders. We've never taken on investors. We've done everything with our own paper route money. 2015, we project to generate roughly $2.3 million in sales. We have no debt, no loans. And to recap, we are seeking an investment of up to $625,000 for up to a 25% equity stake in our company. That concludes our presentation.
Judges, any questions?
You mentioned average revenue for the last 3 years of $1.8 million, and you have a charting here that shows training sales of about $450,000 for the last year and about $1.some million total over the last few years. So where's the rest of the revenue come from?
Correct. Yes, sir. We decided to focus on our training model for today's presentation. That's the next stage of growth for our business. We also provide security, executive protection, and mission support services. In the recent years, we've done business, as I said, in Haiti, the Middle East, Northwest Africa, providing executive protection for philanthropic missions. We've supported the U.S. Navy with inland logistics support for the ships that come into port and need everything from linguists to lighting. That's where the remainder of our revenue has come from.
Are you the exclusive or sole feeder for any security companies for their security forces?
We are. In Palm Beach County, we are the exclusive training provider for G4S, Allied Barton, Elite Protective Services, ABM Security Service, Securitas, and a handful of others. They use our training academy exclusively. Their officers aren't authorized to be trained anywhere else.
And what are the different types of security officer licenses required in Florida?
So it's sort of an alphabet soup, but the D license is the unarmed security officer license. The G license is the armed security officer license. It's a complement, sort of like a motorcycle endorsement on a driver's license. You can't have the G without the D. There's also a private investigator license, a security agency manager license, a statewide firearms instructor license. The list really goes on and on. We focus on the D license and the G license, the armed and the unarmed courses. Combined is about 8 to 10 days of training.
What is your current ownership structure, and how can you ensure that your key staff will stay with your company?
We're currently 50-50 owners. We're not going anywhere. We're not ready to leave. You know, we have an exit strategy to build this company from a $2 million to a $20 million company and move on, but that's not tomorrow. That's our 10-year plan.
Gentlemen, we talked about passion with the students before. It seems you don't outgrow it. Thank you very much for a job well done.
Thank you all very much.
Go, Skip.
We often say that entrepreneurs are serial entrepreneurs, and Juan Rivera, who is next, had submitted an idea that was felt by the judges who have been an idea whose time had already come, not gone. It was still very much in place. So Juan asked for a second opportunity, and Juan's going to present it to us now. So Juan, you're up.
On your program, it says travel tracker. Think just tracker.
Good morning, my name is Juan Rivera, and my company that I'll be presenting today is Travel Tracker, and our motto is, life moves quickly, so don't lose track. I'm gonna go over a quick story here that I think we've all experienced in our lifetimes, probably more than once. You're rushing to get out of your house, you need somewhere that you have to be, maybe you're quick on time, and before you leave the door you realize, I forgot my keys, or I forgot my cell phone. So now you rush back to the house and you're scrambling, you're looking around, you're trying to find whatever it is that you're trying to look for, and not only is that wasting more time when you need somewhere you have to be. It could possibly even waste energy because now you're ruffling through all your things, you're going through your house trying to find whatever it is you're trying to find. And if you did by any chance lose that item, now you have not only wasted time looking for something that's not there, but you've also lost a lot of money. So that is a big problem, and that is the solution that Travel Tracker will be trying to fix today. So what Travel Tracker is, it's going to be a personalized tracking company that focuses on using RFID technology, which is also called radio frequency identification. So essentially you will use your smartphone, and with a click of a button, you could find whatever it is that you're looking for. So you essentially communicate with your items and never lose anything again. Real quickly here, we're going to go over some of the market opportunity that is here for a company like Travel Tracker. Currently, every minute in the United States, 113 cell phones are lost or stolen, which is a staggering number. And if you can see on this chart here, almost 79% of items that are lost and stolen in the United States are cell phones. So what we'll be marketing to would be about 182 million smartphone owners and users. And essentially what our product is going to be a small RFID microchip, which is about the size of a grain of rice. And whenever you buy that microchip, that will be connected to the Travel Tracker app to help track whatever it is that you want to find. It'll also come with a small water-resistant keychain holder, so maybe you don't want to lose a microchip since it is only the size of a grain of rice, and you want to, say, put this in a luggage, or you want to hook it up to your keys so you know exactly where it is. You also get that little keychain holder to help you keep track of that. So the microchip will be placed on whatever item you want to keep track of, and with the app, you register it through there, and with the touch of a button, you can find out where it is, and it is personalized, the app. So if there is, say, you want to get a notification on your phone whenever you're within 50 feet of it, or say you want to get a notification if you're moving 100 feet away from that item, then that could also be set up. It's completely whatever you want to be done. So our targeted customers here would be about the 64% of Americans that own smartphones, particularly from the ages from 18 to 60. And they'll focus primarily on those smartphone users. Sales and marketing, mainly what we'll be doing is we'll be going to trade shows to market this product and try to push it into big box retailers to help sell it out in the market. Our value proposition will be defensible technology. We can patent the app and maybe get certain patents on those apps, so if there's that barrier of entry if anybody wants to try to compete. There is also, it's an individual tracking solution, so it's definitely unique in that aspect. And there's no subscription service for the app, so once you have the tracker, you simply link it up and there's no payments. Our financial model will be running around a 70% margin with a $446 wholesale, and we'll be selling at retail for about $15 for the keychain and the chip. Our sales projections will be about $4,000 a month, grossing about 60 grand, and $48,000 for the year. Our expenses will be primarily startup costs, about $31,000. This is to set up an app, this is to set up a website, and to get all of the material. So our summary, it is definitely a desirable product, as you can see, because we've all used smartphones and technology. And as far as competition, the idea is unique because it's more personalized to the consumer and whatever they need to track. And finally, growth can be established through the personalized tracking and then eventually expand out into other countries and different, more developing markets. And that is my company, Travel Tracker. Thank you.
Juan, will each user of your service have a unique identifier?
Yes, so how this will work is essentially you scan the chip, which will have its own personalized code. So you also create your own unique account. So say you lose your phone and you cannot track through your phone, then you can sit down on our mobile website and track the item through the computer and try to find it, maybe use another friend's phone and try to find that item. So it's a unique account and unique registration of that RFID microchip.
When I understood the keychain approach,
yes.
But if you were trying to put this on your cell phone, do you scotch tape it on, or I didn't quite understand that.
All right, so basically how it works, Well, there are a few different methods. I was thinking about having some sort of adhesive on the chip so you could just stick it on, but we don't know how that would work exactly. If maybe the phone were to heat up constantly, if it could melt the adhesive and possibly ruin that. So there could be a few options, whether it would just be simple Scotch tape, or maybe you just want to keep it in that little holder and keep it nearby the phone. It's totally up to you on how that could get done.
I missed something here in terms of if it's attached to a key, let's say a key that you couldn't find. Can you tell where it is, or can you only tell the proximity to where it is? Rather, in other words, you need two readings to get direction, XY to get an XY coordinate or something. How do you locate exact location?
So basically, once you track that through the radio waves on your phone, it'll tell you the approximate distance, and it also could give you maybe an overhead map view of exactly where it is, so you have a specific idea of the location. And also, if you have the item set to give you a notification if you're within a certain reach of the phone, you know that maybe if it is somewhere in a more crowded room, that you can get that notification, and maybe, oh, it's 10 feet away, so you know you're getting towards the right direction. It's
proximity. Basically, It's proximity.
Yes.
It's not XY. Second is that, what about battery? How do you power this thing?
RFID, the method I'll be using will be more of a passive system on the RFID, so that means that it has no power source inside of it specifically. How it'll work is the radio waves sent from the phone to the chip is what will power it. So that'll definitely help with privacy issues if people are worried specifically about them getting tracked if they're using an active system that is constantly sending waves. So with the touch of a button, that's where you'll find out specifically where it is, so it will not be constantly tracked.
Any other questions? Juan, thank you.
Thank you.
When we started this process, we had hoped to have 25 students, and we went to one of the high schools to make a presentation. And I was making the presentation, and I hadn't been around high school students for a while, and I wasn't optimistic because they were doing high school things, kind of lounging and looking easy. So we said, if you have an idea, please bring it up to the front of the room. And Michael Corbett was with me. We were thinking 4 or 5, and we'd go to all 6 of the high schools and get our 25. All 30 of the students came up with their ideas written down as we requested. Not only that, they wouldn't let us leave. We had another meeting, and we had to stay there because they all wanted to talk about their idea. So we are down to 9 now, and you've seen several of them as individuals. We're going to start to see some of them as groups of 2. And the interesting thing is that they are all from Treasure Coast High School, and that's a real tribute to their teacher, Maggie Chapa, who has done just a fantastic job, and she works them much harder than Arthur and Michael and I have been working them. And I think you're seeing the results, that in 12th grade, I was still looking for the boys' room. And these students are just sensational. So I thank Maggie and the kids, and I'm going to give it to Virginia because you're listening to a real pro now.
Uh-oh. Good morning, everyone. I'm Virginia Frazier, and I'm here to present my business plan, which is College Bound, Success Bound. And I'm going to start with the story of your typical college freshman, Joe. Joe goes into his program, and he's really excited, and he's a little nervous. He hasn't been off on his own before, but he goes to his classes, he does all of his work, but eventually, as the semester goes on, it wears down on him. And he can't contact home, he's homesick, and he's running out of money. Eventually, he drops out. Unfortunately, that is the story of a lot of high school kids who go into college, especially in their first year. And my product, a custom care package service for college students, is a way to help try to prevent that. This is our basic website. Once we get everything up and running, this will become our page where everyone can buy these products and customize products, as well as contact other students that use these products and have a student support system. The problem is that this 46% of students that obtain a degree, that means that 54% do not. That's a lot of students. Currently, there are 13 million college students in the US, and that's projected to grow by 13.9% in the next 7 years. That's going to be a lot of college students, a lot of first-time college students that do not have the support system or the experience that a family with a wide array of college degrees would have. Our product includes 4 separate kits. There's a kit for school supplies, which includes everything that you would need for a basic class. We went to different syllabuses and looked at the items professors needed, and we wrote those down and bought them. And then a wellness kit, which is basically health and hygiene, which includes everything from soaps, razors, to bandages. We also have a dorm kit for first-time freshmen or returning students that go to dorms with everything from sheets to laundry detergent. And we also have a seasonal kit, which is basically a bunch of goodies that is different from season to season. You can get different spring items, fall. A lot of it's going to be on that fall and basically comfort items. And these products, we have a basic package, but there's also a $2 basically free item where you can choose anything from healthy snacks to energy drinks. And our goal in this is to provide a peace of mind for parents because they're sending off their children and they aren't really sure what's going to happen to them, and then that support for students who are basically all alone for the first time. Our targeted customers is initially the parents and extended family of these students, and then we're going to move on to the students who will eventually request these products because they realize basically they're getting free school supplies that they already need. We're going to initially market this using mail flyers. Basically, a lot of students sign up for scholarships and the like their senior year, and things get mailed to their homes. We're going to do that as well, but we're going to target the parents. And then we're also going to set up college fairs and try to work along those lines. Initially, we're hoping to sell 200 items the first month, and basically 200 per month for the first year. We have an average return on investment about 30% on each item, and we hope that this is affordable enough for students and their parents to buy these packages, but it also provides them with the convenience factor. And there's an average cost or profit of $8.14 for each package, so it's reasonable enough to where we only need to sell 40 packages a month to break even. Overall, we're focusing on the well-being of these students, and we hope that these packages will ensure that they stay in college and we have a better educated workforce for our future, and that they will be skilled enough to continue and bring it on to the next generation. Thank you. Any questions?
How did you research the need for this in terms of parents' willingness to pay for one of these kits?
We initially looked at school supply lists that people put online for college freshmen to basically prepare them for their first year. And then we took that and asked current students at our local state college, and then we asked students that had graduated previously, and we had them talk to their family a little bit, and we basically found out that parents that want to support their children would buy this product, especially if they weren't necessarily sure how they would support their students. And of course, there is the family type that wouldn't support them initially, so that wouldn't be our target. We're more focused on the parents that are concerned about the well-being of their student, and instead of handing them just cash, which could go to other things, they're handing them the supplies they actually need and not junk food or anything unhealthy.
Yeah, Maggie, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that this will help students increase their overall well-being. Mm-hmm. I have reasonable doubts as to whether or not it will actually impact the dropout rate.
Okay. Yeah, we obviously it's not an actual business at this point, so we wouldn't actually know the factors, but that's our goal overall.
And do you have a bootleg source for Adderall?
This is a family show, so we can't answer all
That's
the
a joke.
questions.
That's a joke.
Virginia, thank you very much.
No, may I make a comment?
Sorry, go ahead, jump in there.
I recall a company about 30 years ago called National Students Marketing. It was a very successful company. They had a similar concept, not the same. They got consumer products companies provide products free and pay them to distribute packages to college students. So in other words, they got a Procter & Gamble or Kraft or whatever to supply their products, as well as pay them to distribute it. So they money from the fees they got from those companies. So in New York, it's a little bit different, but some of the basic idea is the same, that you want to supply products, services to the college population. But so I think you may consider trying to get free products because people do want to distribute it.
That would definitely be a great option. Of course, at this point, I can't really reach out necessarily, but I would definitely consider that.
One of the most important things we talk to entrepreneurs about is coming up with partners. You don't want just an investment, you want the right investor. And that's why you have a very successful venture capitalist asking questions that are not just questions, they're leading you down a road to bigger and better things. There's enormous value in who your partner is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And now, this is for the older people, because the students already know all these things. Here's the set of questions that we're going to go through. This is going to require serious math. First people up are going to be enormous winners. How many horses are there in the United States of America? You're right, the answer is 51 million. Now, a much more important issue is how much waste does each horse develop each day? Now, that's an important concept. How about 21 pounds? All right, so now let's do the whole math on that. And I think it comes out, and we're going to find this out, I think, as we go along, that that's about 1 billion pounds of waste per day. That's an awful lot of shoveling, isn't it, really? Okay, well, it doesn't only turn into shoveling, it may turn into gold. And the next presenter is our friend Ernie Leffler, and the business is Equine Eco Green. Equine Eco Green. 1 billion pounds a day. Think about it.
Equine Eco Green has solved the problem of what to do with large amounts of waste material at equestrian dense communities like Wellington, Florida. And that's actually the site of our first location that we've identified as one of the most problematic areas. You probably all have heard about it in the news here, and it's something that we are addressing with our program. We have zero cost for our material because the haulers that are taking the waste material, collecting it and moving it out from the arenas where the polo grounds are and the equestrian facility is in Wellington, they are already being paid by the owners to collect and remove it from the facility. And they want to do that quickly. They do it several times a day. They don't want that stuff hanging around. The problem is what to do with that when they remove it. They can only legally dump it at a couple of different places. One would be Solid Waste Authority at the landfill. They have to pay to take it there, plus it's a long drive for them from Wellington. The sugarcane industry allows them to go ahead and raw apply it on the land out there. It's a long drive. It's about an hour round trip, and it's really bumpy roads, puts a lot of wear and tear on their equipment. The other possibility that you probably read about in the news is illegal dumping. A lot of farms in the neighboring communities will allow these haulers to dump on their property, and a small amount is okay, but some of these, if you're not aware, are literally covering acres 5 feet deep, and that really has a problem. Ask any of the neighbors who happen to live near that. We have 4 products that we take from our free material that we produce. Obviously, the manure is one. We separate that out. We go ahead and compost that till it's mature, and then we bag and sell it later on. We also have the bedding material, which is actually wood shaving for high-end. They also use straw and regular folks, but the high-end community uses wood shavings. We go ahead and we wash that. We wash it and sanitize it, dry it, bag it, and turn it back into bedding for small and large animals. Also fire logs. We also have the potential, if there's ever a demand for one product more than the other, we can always shift over our production as needed. We can do it on the fly. The owner, Shelley Townsend, is a true patriot, and I mean that with all sincerity. She is dedicated to hiring veterans exclusively in her company, and it has started with me. I am a retired Navy veteran, 25 years, and I asked her that question before I got on board. I said, "Are you willing to hire veterans?" She says, "Oh my God, are you kidding me? I would only love to do that because of the fact that we're relatively, like with the gentleman from the Corps that were here earlier. I guess are you still here? Hoorah, gents. Good on you. You know, we're noted, everybody, even if you happen to be a sailor, that you know, we have some good skills. We have work ethics that everybody wants, and you know, you gentlemen have shown. I'm glad you got back here safe, by the way. Shelley has actually been awarded a utility patent for this process. That was a long road, and if anyone has ever tried to get a patent, it is a difficult process. This is something that, again, she worked long and hard at and invested a lot of money in. The source material that we have, again, like I said, is free. People want to get rid of it, and we want to help them get rid of it. So as Arthur said, there's 51 million horses in the United States. In Wellington, in season, 15,000. 15,000 horses producing 70 pounds of excrement a day. You can do the math, it's a lot. It comes out to be about 1 million cubic yards per year is what it amounts to. We already have distribution contracts in place, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But our partner, which is Black Gold Compost Company, already is in, if you ever get any type of material for your garden or things of that nature, they're already in place with Black Cow at Home Depot, Lowe's, TSC, and Walmart. So we're just going to piggyback their distribution chain. And we already, again, like I said, we have those contracts in place. $2.1 million in contracts, in fact. That shows the faith that this gentleman who's been in business for 30 years sees the potential for what we're doing and is right behind us. So with that, again, the materials that we're taking, the raw materials, we're doing the 4 products that I just told you about, which is, again, the compost, the 2 types of animal bedding, and the fire logs. It's not glamorous stuff, okay? But guess what? I'd rather have it in that form than in my glass of drinking water. That's just me. Call me crazy. For us to meet our financial goals, we only have to get 12.5% of that 1 million cubic yards a year, 125,000 cubic yards. And we've already contracted with the haulers, the local haulers already, to provide that amount. We also know that because of our convenient location that we're going to have other haulers want to dump with us because it is legal, it's convenient, and we help them out in more ways than one. Our competition, yeah, we have some competition. We're not the only ones that come up with animal bedding or compost or any of those things. Yes, there's competition for all those things. We actually can have about a 10% better price point than what they have. You know, I think that's not necessarily going to put people over the edge to buy ours over someone else's, but our quality is going to be just as good. And there also is a segment of consumers that are going to like the idea that this is a recycled product, and they're going to say, hey, I'd rather get that than get something from virgin wood. The haulers that, yeah, like I said, there's different haulers other than the one that we've contracted with for our supplies. But again, we expect to bring them on board very soon as well. Commercial waste haulers, there is no waste management or SWS or anybody like that is going to be competing with us because it's too small for them, quite frankly, and they don't really want to work in that arena, from what I'm told. Our advantages are that we have a complete intellectual package. Intellectual property package, excuse me. So we have the utility patent, we have registered marks, and we have trade secrets. You say, oh, God, how are you going to wash that stuff? Well, really what we're doing is we're using commercially available products, large washers, large dryers, and we're using it in a proprietary fashion is what's going on. So that's part of our trade secrets. I'd love to share it with you, and if you want to put up the money, I'll be happy to give you all that information. Our location, like I said, is within 10 miles of the equestrian facilities in Wellington, and we have a exceptional management team, starting with Shelley Townsend, who's the owner and inventor, founder of Equine Eco Green. She has deep roots in the equestrian community and show community. She's shown horses, ridden since she was a child. We also have racing industry leaders that are on our team, as well as operations management, program management experience of many, many decades, composting experience from decades of work with very successful community-based type composting. And also we have quite a broad and comprehensive legal representation as well. We are scalable up to, I've identified 40 locations in the United States and about 15 internationally. What we're looking at here for revenue for the first 3 years for Wellington, which is our first location, is $4, $5, and $6.2 million for the first 3 years. That shows a 25% increase each year. The 25% is based on our anticipation and probability of getting other haulers to give us their material as well. Our funding, we are seeking $3.5 million. That is for the build out of this facility, as well as for the operating expenses and also for the pay the folks that are going to be working there. The rollout is expected to be what we're looking at to hit the $100 million mark is going to be in the 5 to 10 year range. We can do that organically with just raising our own capital and putting up new facilities, or we can, the other one that's going to do it more robustly and quickly is to do licensing and franchising agreements, which can do us actually get going multiple events at the same time. Our exit strategy is acquisition.
Thanks, Ernie.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just a little background. You're going to see two fellows come up. We had two ladies a little bit earlier. And we met with Rick Delano, who is with the Ford Foundation and really Next Generation Learning, which is an exciting, exciting educational process that is truly community bound. And what we discussed very briefly is the classic entrepreneur, which are old fat people like Arthur and me. And that's what it's always been. Well, now we're seeing two teams of two, and as we all know, that teamwork is very, very much the mantra of education and the workforce today. And so we're intrigued by the fact that maybe the entrepreneurial model itself is changing. So here are two guys to keep an eye on. They're both 10th graders at Treasure Coast High School, and they have an exciting story to tell, and I hope they're back here the next 3 or 4 years to tell us about the millions of dollars they've made. Gentlemen?
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Camilo.
And my name is Dominic.
And I'm sure everyone in this room has made a New Year's resolution which they didn't keep. Well, we decided to tackle that problem, and our solution is Rise Up.
Rise Up is a mobile application centered around goal tracking and self-improvement. Rise Up appeals to a variety of demographics, from college students to single parents, and functions using 3 different methods, which Camilo can take you through right now.
Okay, so our first 2 methods are part of the status quo in the self-improvement industry: independent user tracking and community comparison. Our third method is proprietary to Rise Up, and that is our goal pairing system, where we take 2 like-minded individuals with similar ages and goals, and we combine them so they can create a symbiotic relationship and just give a more honest experience to self-improvement. Now, that was just a little bit about us. Just to reiterate, my name is Camilo Tamayo.
And my name is Dominic Kehoe. We are both international business students at Treasure Coast High School, as well as co-owners of Rise Up. Our headquarters will be located here in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and to contact us, you can reach us at socialselfimprovement@gmail.com.
All right, so what we found that there was a large market opportunity for this solution. In fact, by a survey of the University of Scranton, 92% of Americans who made New Year's resolutions did not fulfill them. Now, this isn't a seasonal problem. It's also an everyday problem for people who want to manage goals. So we decided, this being the 21st century, we had to create a technological advantage, and we had to have a social advantage to our solution.
Now on to features and benefits. First is our independent user tracking, where graphs, data tables, as well as performance evaluations are offered to help the user keep track of their time and goal. Next is our community comparison, where based off of proximity and interest, a forum is created so users can discuss their local goals and interests. And last is our goal pairing system, where an algorithm pairs 2 users based off of goal and age so they can bond together and turn a task into an experience.
Okay, so our targeted customers, first we wanted to target single parents. Now Dominic grew up with a single mother, and he always found that it was hard for her to find the time to improve herself. So we found that she really needed a solution to that problem. We also wanted to target college students who are just loaded with work and cannot find the time. And lastly, we want to target our Describe.net users. Now Describe.net is our partner, and we will discuss our relationship with them in the coming slides.
Now, the big question is why us? Well, first of all, the self-help industry is a booming $10 billion industry and is quickly moving to the digital world, an opportunity we at Rise Up are trying to seize. We are going to do this by providing a personalized experience for all of our users through our numerous offered methods. And next is our own philosophy we call social self-improvement, where by bettering oneself, you can better another, and society as a whole benefits. We truthfully believe that the world can benefit from this philosophy. Next is marketing. In the 21st century, a strong social media presence is not only beneficial for a company like ours, but essential to our survival. To appeal to our youngest demographic, the college students, what we are going to do is have a strong social media presence on platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Next, we are going to mutually advertise with our DescribeMe.net partner company. And last, we are going to be making promotional posts on parenting vlogs.
Okay, so now on to the financials. Now, we will have a relatively low cost of $10,000 to start up. This will cover our first 3 months of expenses, because at our third month, we project to start making profit. Now, this is so low due to our partnership with Describe.net that entails that they receive 30% of our first year revenue in exchange for them building the actual app and maintaining it for the first year, as well as mutual advertisement from both of us. Now, how will we make money since our app is free? We will use targeted advertisements to bring relevant products to our customers, and we can charge more for the advertisements. Now, just to run you through the numbers, I know there's a lot of little numbers in there. That's just to show you that we did our math. And I'm just going to go through our big numbers. So for our first year, we project to have $82,000 in revenue. We plan to end the year with 20,000 users. We'll have $70,000 in cost, and that will leave us with at least $12,000 in profit. Now, I just want to thank Mr. Skip Lange and Ms. Margaret Shapa for all their dedication to our entrepreneurial spirit.
We'd also like to thank everyone here for coming out and watching us present.
And I just have one last question for you guys. Are you ready to rise up with us? Thank you so much.
Well, I think your timing is quite good. You know, with all the physical measurement devices out there, the Fitbits and now the Apple Watches and so forth, they're going to get a lot of measurements on physical activities. But you're talking about something a little bit different from that, but allows people also to monitor the progress that they're making. So I think it's a nice idea to really implement this objective, what you have as a plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess one of my questions is how do you get yourself known out there for people to sign on? Through the web, mainly through?
Okay. So most of our marketing is going to be based out of web and social media, as we said. Also, we plan to get our initial users from Describe.net. They have told us that they will put ads for us, for our users, so they could be like a partnership, or if you sign up for Describe.net, you can also get an account at Rise Up.
We're also going to offer that you can link your Rise Up app with your existing social media accounts, like on your Facebook or Twitter. So if you want to share your progress, you can post it, and your followers or friends can see and check out the app themselves.
So yes, it will be mostly e-marketing.
Have you considered doing crowdfunding?
We considered it. We really don't think that's the way to go, since we already have a partner. It would be interesting, but I think there's a lot of better causes that this could go to. I believe that crowdfunding, I'd rather have it donate someone to impact my life and then their life, and then we can get, just regular business money. Yeah.
Camilo, could you take a couple of seconds to explain your relationship with your partner? Because it wasn't clear to me.
Okay, so Describe.net, it's a website where people can go and rank different attributes. Now the website is ran by my cousin. He's a computer engineer and a technician. So he's very knowledgeable. He currently has around 15,000 users, I believe, and he's gotten that in the past 2 months, or gotten at least 60% of that in the past 2 months. So he was really excited when I came up with the idea. And although this is like hypothetical in the sense that this is our business plan, he did say that he was very interested in helping us and allowing us to grow. So there is the family connection. I know a lot of people don't really like family and business mixing, but we do have a legal contract set up where it entails all the details. So 30% of the first year revenue goes directly to them. And they will build our app, they will maintain it for the first year and update it. They will also market for us. And then after that first year, the deal is off. We could partner with them in the future, but it's only a 1-year partnership.
Very good, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.
Next year, those two will be up here running it. Skip and I will be in the old person's home. Our last presentation this morning before we invite the mayor and Michael to come up and tell us what's going on in the community is a group that has been in a family business for a long time, and now the next generation has taken over and they're ready to launch. So they've got a rocket ship just like we talk about with Florida Accelerator. So I'm going to introduce Mark and Paul Chung, and I don't know if both of you are presenting or if we're sending up Paul. Okay. Mark, by the way, is the president, so he's making the calls on these kind of things. You guys want another microphone? Yes, President. The key issue here is that they are the leaders in a niche for the food business. And so listen to this because it's an interesting niche and one that's got takeoff possibilities.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yes, we are Hot Pie Island Joe's, and our motto is if you make good food, good things will happen. And I believe Hot Pie has found that. My name is Paul Chung. I'm the Vice President and COO of Hot Pie Inc., Island Joe's. We're a family-owned business founded by my father and my mother over 30 years ago. We are in the business of making Jamaican-style meat turnovers. And my father in Toronto had a dream. And while he was working as an engineer, he decided to open up his own retail business, Mr. Spicy. From that, over 28 years, he's been perfecting a recipe that we are now using for manufacturing here in St. Lucie County. This product is known to us as patties, Jamaica, that's what we call it. It's a handheld food, easy to grab, go item. We just passed our first full year at our brand new 13,000 square foot facility in Fort Pierce. We are the 2014 South Florida Manufacturers Association's Manufacturer of the Year and the recipient of the 2014 St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year at the Business and Innovation Banquet. Our efficient manufacturing plant has been greeted with open arms by the county and by the city, and currently we have a good wholesale base built over those 28 years from which we are working our own distribution out of Fort Pierce and Dania Beach, Florida. In Dania, we have opened a distribution center in the back, and in the front have opened our first retail flagship store to sell our product to the public and actually meet our customers. Being wholesalers, our customers are stores and people that sell to the public, and now we are faced with the actual consumer. This has been a surprise to us because from opening until close, there's a line out the door. And this is only a testament to that saying that I said before. You make good food, good things will happen. Our wholesale base consists of over 900 convenience stores, restaurants, mini distributors, independent supermarkets. Anywhere that a consumer comes in to grab quick food, we would probably do well there. We are doing well there. We're currently very in a good relationship with the school boards of several counties, notably Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. And we just recently have been introduced to Orange, Hillsborough, and Pinellas counties, and the patties are well received. And I just want to share a story that the school system is a bidding system. So every year we have to renew this bid. There have been instances where we've lost the bid because of the pricing. Well, halfway through, the distributor realized that sales dropped and the kids were rejecting the product that replaced us. Who do they call? They call us in the middle of the year and ask us to fulfill and get that sales back on track. And we've been with them for a very long time. So these kinds of instances prove that our quality is very hard to match. We have many distributors and independent distributors in Orlando, Atlanta, and Jacksonville. And we also ship to the Caribbean in Turks and Caicos, Grenada, and Bahamas. We most recently started a new distributor in Belize. Just this year, we started a relationship with a national and international distributor, Core-Mark Holding Company. And this account alone has the potential to reach a number of chain C-stores, 7-Eleven, etc., across the nation in Canada. And service with them will start next month. As I said before, we have a long-standing relationship with distributors like U.S. Food Service, Cisco, and the school service. Food Lion has been carrying our product for over 3 years now, and the demand has steadily increased and in frequency and quantity. And we would like to pursue that retail arena more aggressively and get some other large grocery chains such as Publix, Winn-Dixie, and the like. Our product strength lies in the quality of taste, and right now stores are marking up our product 150 to 200%. Even with that markup, the product is still affordable to a large portion of demographics. And some of these convenience stores are selling 10 to 15 cases per week. The product is easy to prepare, it's easy to display, and for the consumer, only 2 patties are filling and enough for a meal. All of our wholesale base has been built without an exclusive salesperson, all by word of mouth. We're at the point where we want to extend our reach into the retail arena and go after some major contracts. We're in the process of hiring our first executive salesperson with the idea that it will become the first sales team. Our barriers to entry, we have taken an old, perfected, well-protected recipe and used our innovation, ingenuity, and competitiveness to explode this business into a brand new facility, and we're already seeking to expand within the year. We have reached laterally through our suppliers and have cut costs on materials by buying in bulk and doing away with any processed meat. We grind our own beef cuts. We buy flour straight from the mill. We've built our own machines to produce our products in such a way that it's consistent with the texture and taste always. We brought into this new facility 30 years of patty making experience, and this places us in a very advanced place above our competitors. And as a matter of fact, while I was preparing for this, we found out that one of our competitors had to close their doors. And they had been open maybe 8 months. Our financials. In 2014, we realized a $2.3 million revenue with a 7% EBITDA. Our projected growth this year will come in around $3 million with an 11% EBITDA. And we calculate that our capacity growth from just this facility will come to $9 million with 15%. And this is our team. My brother Mark, president and CEO, he comes to the company with 11 years as a Major League Soccer professional. So if you want to talk about competitiveness, he's the one to talk to. Myself, I'm a computer scientist, graduate of USF, so go Bulls. And my father, who with his entrepreneurship and his vision, has brought us to you guys today. So we want growth capital because of the potential that this has. We have not touched the retail side yet. We are 60, 65, 70% wholesale. And we really want to expand our growth into the retail market. We are looking for someone with food experience in that retail arena, and we're looking for marketing expertise. Thank you very much.
Paul, a couple of questions about your product. Is it frozen, and is it microwavable? And do you compare yourselves to Hot Pockets? Would you consider yourself to be the Jamaican equivalent or Colonel Sanders equivalent to Hot Pockets?
As far as wholesalers, we have to sell it according to USDA standards, which is frozen. So from our business, it has to go frozen. Is it microwavable? Yes, but because of the flakiness of the crust, the microwave tends to make it soft. So our best way of warming these up is through an oven. As far as our competitors, Hot Pockets, no, we don't consider ourselves Hot Pocket makers, and we don't really consider them competitors.
Is the product organic in any way?
No, not at this time.
And when you're looking here for capital, what would you be looking for, a dollar amount?
That's an interesting question because we have several avenues that we need to go. As Paul said, and this was actually done by mistake. We moved out of Pembroke Park down south. We did not want to rent anymore. We were renting for 28 years. We finally moved into our new facility where we own the building. We tried to find something there. We stumbled on a place on a corner, and we were just going to distribute out of. It has now become, after a year, an incredible place where we're now going to start building a drive-through with Jamaican food. Besides the patties, which is going to be the main food, we're going to have all types of cooked food. Now, just doing that in a small kitchen right now, we're generating roughly about $8,000 to $10,000 a week. And that was just after a year. And that's just the front. The back is our distribution for our drivers and everything. So I would say going in that direction, because what we want to do is take that same concept and move it to Orlando, which is almost untouched. We have a distributor there right now, roughly doing about $4,000 a week. But I think with the schools there as UCF, Rollins, we could get to probably $20,000 to $30,000 a week alone in that area. We want to do the same thing in Tampa and Jacksonville, move into Georgia with that same concept.
What percentage of your business is export business?
Right now, it's a small percentage. I would say it's probably about 3% of our business.
So you're not looking to expand the export?
Oh, absolutely, we do. We actually just started with a company in Belize called Big Bite. They had just started probably a month ago, and their orders are coming in frequently now. The same group wants to move it into Mexico. So of course, we definitely want to do that.
And we are teaming up with the SBDC to do a survey for us as far as exporting our product into countries around the world. So they're going to produce a report for us to give us an idea of where we can start
So
targeting.
what you're saying is part of your growth is more than just this one product?
Yes.
You're looking to expand into several
Yes,
Jamaican
and that,
products?
originally the name of our company was Hot Pie, but we came up with the concept Island Joe's for supermarkets, and it was just mismatched. We just didn't have it together, so we actually threw the two names together, and now it's on our trucks, our vans, our boxes. So now really we're going to get to the point where, as everyone, like Dunkin' Donuts, they have this big cup with a D. We want that same concept with that patty as the D there and build off that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next thing we're going to do is have our boss, Michael Corbett, come up and take charge of things and invite the mayor up so that we can understand what's going on locally with businesses, and then we'll be back with everyone here for the awards. Michael?
So Greg, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and you can take your time and answer this.
I'll try to have a few answers.
Okay, in addition to the business presentations today, we featured high school students. Do you believe we can do more to engender and support budding entrepreneurs in our school system?
Yes. And this is where I actually have to grow as a politician, because I am fanatical about improving. And just because I'm fanatical about improving doesn't mean that we don't celebrate what we're already doing well. So if you hear me be fanatical about improving, don't take that as a criticism of what exists. Just accept it as a drive to always improve. Little history. Back in about 300 BC, Theophrastus said that the most valuable thing a person can spend is time. So that's all you have is time. And what a shame if you would squander it, if you would waste it. And why I get so fired up is that when I see these kids and the entrepreneurs, they get that, right?
Yep.
And they're using every second to make it happen. So we need to build a pipeline that leads to successful business. And here, and I'm going to probably tie in, I know these questions, so I'm going to cheat. He's going to ask me later, should we recruit business or should we create it? And I believe that you should never buy love, okay? It's much better to grow those businesses than to recruit them. And we could use digital domain as a perfect example. We could use biotechs. And of course, hindsight's always 20/20. So I'm not going there, but what I'll say is that when it's grown locally, you know, when you see Troy Polamalu over there, well, I think really, you're Dominic, and then Camilo. One of my favorite parts of their, I don't know if you know Troy Polamalu, he's got similar hair. He's richer than you though, but maybe one day you'll catch up to him. But they said, we want to have our headquarters right here in Port St. Lucie. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't money that brought them here. They grew up as part of the community, and this is home. This is where their business would be. This is where the payroll would cycle through, the investment would cycle through many times. Mm-hmm. Payroll, they say, goes through a community 3 times. So whatever your business's payroll is, the economic impact on the community is 3 times that. They're going to raise their kids here. They're going to be part of the chamber. They're going to be part of advisory committees. Their kids may be crazy enough one day to run for office. They'll help lead and build the community. When you grow it, that happens in a real way. When you buy it, it doesn't always work out because it's a monetary transaction. When the financial incentive is not there, it doesn't work. So that's all very detailed answer to say, a response to say, yes, we need to set up that pipeline that produces successful businesses. And just like I think that the quality of our school system is one of the most important things we can do, preschool, primary, secondary, vocational, university, state college, university, just setting up that tract, we should find out how to embed creating students who come out that business pipeline, starting all the way back in preschool. And so it's fantastic to see this level of expertise being cultivated in our kids, but we can do even better. We can connect the dots. We can make more people aware of it. We can start earlier. We can apply more resources. We can be more targeted. We can measure success and continue to improve over time, provided that we continue to have a sense of urgency. You can never get complacent. Life cycle is, hey, you're young and hungry right now, but once Troy Polamalu makes his first couple million, you know, we'll see if he's still driven to go up to the next level or if he sells out and retires at 40. You know, we'll see.
Let's hope not. Okay, that's a good answer. You are a strong proponent on job development and creation. As a city, what more can be done to increase the creation of local jobs for local residents?
Well, I kind of already answered my question. So I don't personally, as just one of 5 votes on your city council, I don't want to buy love, want to help create it. We have a number of phenomenal resources in the community. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's already been said, he kind of moved, but the institution.
I'm still here though, see?
Yeah, you are. We have Career Source, we have SCORE, we have SBA, we have SBDC, we have IRSC. We have this phenomenal alphabet soup of resources out there to help you and to help us. And as I indicated before, every cause needs a champion, someone who fights to the death for that cause, who will be accountable when the time comes. Each of those institutions, each of those resources has a champion, but who's a champion for them all? And so one of my hopes is that, and you've already, and Richard and Career Source have already helped with this, of creating a roadmap. It really is that pipeline of, hey, you start with this raw product, then at the end, you have a viable business. I want to toughen our young entrepreneurs so that they know what they're dealing with, because I want that hope to end up turning into success. Most new businesses fail. That's the reality of it. They're undercapitalized, they're underplanned. People think that things just happen magically when really they happen through a lot of hard work. How can we give you as much information, the opportunity, so you have a better chance than anyone else? And then it's up to you. That's what I'd like to deliver. Could we do a better job of that by connecting all of those resources in a systematic fashion and then communicating that that resource exists, and maybe even tying it into the education system that we talked about, tying it into preschool, primary, secondary.
Okay, so that's a good segue. In talking with business owners in this community, we continually hear there is a lack of graduate programs available to train the next level of managers and executives. How do you feel about this issue?
Oh, it's true. And I was city manager when FAU pulled out of the city. And it's probably one of the things that I regret the most. I think that they did it based on numbers and dollars, but I wish that I would chain myself to a tree out front and did an old-fashioned protest and at least made it more politically costly for them to do so, because we miss having them on that beautiful campus in St. Lucie West, or the opportunity of having them as we grow. So we go back, I always like to go back to digital and biotechs. We're aspiring to this intellectual-based economy, which I think is a great thing, and we should aspire. But do we have the stairs or the pipeline to get us there yet? Can you honestly say that we have it, that we're producing that locally right now? Maybe in a couple of fields, you can argue that, and especially with our rose-colored glasses, we can. But I'm a little bit more direct and cynical, perhaps, and I don't think that we can say that. I think that we need it. And at the same time, we have to recognize that even though the city of Port St. Lucie is the 9th most populous city in the state of Florida, the 142nd most populous city in the entire country, we're about 178,000 people in a county of 288. The last area to get a state university was Polk County, and they have over 500,000 people. So that's kind of the weird dichotomy of the city of Port St. Lucie, is we're a big city, but our overall urbanized area is not that large. So we need to formulate a plan so that we can get to having that university, but understand that it's probably going to take some time, and it's going to take political opportunity. But hey, if Negron's the Senate president, that can't hurt, right? So you have to have that vision in place so that when the opportunity presents itself, you can execute it, because you will kill yourself, or at least be very, very upset if opportunity passed you by and you didn't strike.
Okay. Do you believe Port St. Lucie operates with the realization that time is money for business owners, and its officials are willing to cut through red tape by assisting with pre-permitting and expediting permits on development projects?
He didn't have that in the questions beforehand. I want you to know that he just snuck in that one. Do I think that that can happen and does happen? Yes, and I think that we have a demonstrated track record. You could look at QVC, Torrey Pines, and even the Walmart distribution center being outside of the city proper. You could see how the city, through the utilities and other ways, pitched in with the county and other partners to make it happen. We can definitely get stuff done when the opportunity is there. That being said, you're setting me up because remember, on this spectrum, I'm way over here on sense of urgency, thinking we can do better. A champion, this year's champion, if he or she doesn't get better next year, will not be the champion next year. So regardless of how good you think we are or aren't, I hope we could agree that we can be better. So can we do it? Yes. Can we be better? Yes.
Okay, very good.
Not fast enough either.
I know the city and the county really helped Hot Pie when they put their location in Fort Pierce. They were very happy about that.
Island Joe's?
Island Joe's Hot Pie.
Island Joe Hot Pies,
I think
available at Food Lion, soon to be available elsewhere.
Dr. Richard Florida is a proponent of the rise of the creative class, where entrepreneurs translate advantages into creative economic outcomes with new ideas, new high-tech businesses, and regional growth. Do you believe Port St. Lucie is heading in this direction, the creative class?
I don't know if this group is ready for maybe somewhat esoteric discussion. These are the things that essays are made of. I haven't read The Rise of the Creative Class. I did read Bobo's in Paradise, which is a related theme. And I think that Dr. Florida, which I mean is a great name for us to discuss that author.
He moved here, actually, from Pennsylvania.
Excellent. Well, why wouldn't he? Who wouldn't want to live here? I think that when you talk about the creative class, they're looking for the 3 T's. They are looking for talent, tolerance, and technology. At least that's what Dr. Florida says, I believe. And I think that Port St. Lucie has the tolerance thing in spades. I think one of the neat things about Port St. Lucie is that we're a melting pot. When you drive around the city, you will find completely integrated neighborhoods. There are no segregated areas, ethnic areas. It's just, we're just one city. And our motto is City for All Ages, and I have added to that we're a city for all ages and all people. So I think we have that. Now, when you talk technology, we don't have that embedded yet. We don't have, we're not a Google city, that's come and wired the whole city. There's only a few of those in the country, and there's a lot of competition to be the next one. So what could we do to build that technology? We're not there yet, but there are possibilities, and we need to work with partners on that. The Lambda rail goes down the 95 corridor. We need to make sure that we're fully tied into that in the biotech and where Tradition Hospital is. And that there's this opportunity out there for the city who has put in a lot of fiber as part of all of its road projects. That's an underutilized resource. And frankly, there's been some pushback from city staff on opening that up. And we have to explore that to see if that is an opportunity for economic development there. And then the talent. This is where I'm going to take a hard line and be the cynic. I'll be the bad cop. You or someone else could be the good cop. When you look at the creative class, we are not Boston, San Francisco, the Research Triangle. We're not those places, yes. What do those places have? Well, they have a culture of education and creativity that is anchored by school systems with world-class universities, okay? So we're not going to compete directly with those markets for a long time, and that's a reality. Now, could we be attractive on a different scale? Because not everyone wants to live in those markets. It may be that people want to live in a place that provides Florida lifestyle at best value. I think that's what Port St. Lucie has to offer, and that's why I look to grow it with all of these young entrepreneurs. Again, I loved what Dominic and Camilo said about wanting headquarters right here in Port St. Lucie. That's what I like about an Island Joe's, available in Food Lion, hopefully soon to be available in Publix. Because you can access the bigger markets in Florida. You could have many of the things, but you don't have, if you don't want the same density of population, you want to go Indian River Lagoon, St. Lucie River, you want to go surfing, fishing, you have that amenity package that you don't have. I think that's what we have to focus on, let that be our niche.
Okay. Fair enough. Last question. Who do you feel are the best local organizations and champions who lead the community in entrepreneurial and small business development?
Oh boy. Well, there are many champions, and this is. If I would have written them all down. If you miss one, this is a test. You don't want to miss one of your friends, family, or children. So we have obviously we have CareerSource out there. We have the Chamber of Commerce. You have IRSC. The Center for Innovation, the small business. I mean, you have that SBA, SBDC, you have SCORE, you have people at the cities, you have the Economic Development Council. Is there anyone in the audience that I'm leaving out? Did I get everyone out there? I hope.
The reason I asked the question is there's a lot of well-kept secrets and hidden gems that small businesses just don't know about. And the city does a small business workshop periodically that really opens up small business owners' eyes to what resources are available. And that's helpful. So
it is, and that goes back to that roadmap that we don't want those things to be secrets. We don't want those champions to be secrets. How could someone like me, who has the ability to shine a spotlight on things, put that together in a cohesive way, almost like a business plan or a marketing plan for exposing people to the opportunities that are afforded, and then being as streamlined as possible, because we'll be measuring our net profit in the success, the quantity and quality of successful business owners in our region. And that's our profit.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Let's give Greg a round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think our judges have reached their decision.
What we'd like to do is, first of all, recognize each of the students who participated in the program. Andrea, would you come up first, followed by Daniela? Just kind of come up. Pretend this is graduation, because I know some of you won't make that. This is Drew Commander. This is recognition for being a rock star entrepreneur in 2015. Daniela Varga, Rangel. Juan Rivera, same for you, come along, sir. Virginia M. Frazier, Dominic Kehoe, Camilo Tamayo, Renee Maruki, Sophia Iannotti, and unfortunately, Neil, you get a donut because somebody took your trophy. But thank you all.
Skipper, you've got the awards for the companies, please.
We do, and most importantly, we have checks for the winners, $1,000. Originally, we were offering a $1,000 scholarship to the winner. However, we've had an interesting phenomenon at the 2 teams of 2 have been our winners. So first of all, turn the cameras off because I'm going to give the checks to the mayor, and we want to make sure that everything is above board. And you have, I'm going to ask the ladies to make the presentation. The first is for Innovative Business Model of the Year, and that goes to Rollie-Ravioli. as we talked a little bit about before, we're interested in this new business model for entrepreneurs of team entrepreneurs or partner entrepreneurs, and we hope that Stephanie and Renee are a great model for us. So. So each of the participants is getting a $1,000 scholarship check. And what I would like to say is that it took the judges, in Arthur's eyes, far too long to determine who the winners were, and it was a very, very close race. And to all of you who were not winners, we thank you very, very much for your efforts. It reflected really well on you and on your school, and most of all on the idea that teenagers can be entrepreneurs. So thank you. And the final award goes to Rise Up. Camilo Tamayo and Dominic Kehoe as Startup Entrepreneurs of the Year for 2015. 10th graders, watch out folks when they're in the job market. You know, get their resumes now because they're going to be really, really in demand, or we'll all be working for them. Thank you all. Just to thank the mayor for his participation, Dr. Wild, who is the assistant superintendent, who has been wonderful, and Kathy Schmidt. If Kathy weren't here, none of us would have been. She's done just a sensational job. She's been a wonderful partner, and we've enjoyed our relationship together.
Thank you very much. Mayor, if I could ask you to come over, and I'd like to introduce Richard Stenson, who's the head of Career Source Research Coast, who has been the benefactor for all of this and taking care of us and getting us organized and has put the team together to make it all happen. There are 4 awards. All the checks, by the way, went to the kids. So if you were hanging around for a check that wasn't this year. But to the companies that participated, we have a very special thank you for the Veteran Company of the Year, Invictus. If you would please come up. The next award, thank you, gentlemen. The next award is for the innovative relaunch. One of the things that occurs in our society is that we have businesses that get to a certain place and then they hit a plateau and then they take off again. And we'd like to place that award for the innovative relaunch with Sloane Ranger. Next to last, for the Innovator of the Year, there couldn't be anything more innovative than 51 million horses and whatever the next number was. Ernie Leffler. Thanks, Ernie. And a combination award for the winner on this side is both the Entrepreneur of the Year and the Company of the Year, and a company that we're very proud of here in St. Lucie County, Hot Pie. You bet. Congratulations, you guys did a great job. We want to thank all of you for coming out. All of the presentations, the awards, the interaction with our judges, that will all be on websites and available so that people can look at them. We encourage you when you go back to your businesses or your schools to have the opportunity to have other people look at what occurred here today. Clearly, innovation and entrepreneurism is what has driven and made this country as great as it is. We want to thank all the people who helped make it happen, the Bank of America, the Career Source Research Coast, the City of Port St. Lucie, the mayor being here himself. Again, it is people like this that make the innovation continue. Thank you, and we appreciate your being here.